Hey girl, hey, it's Birth Bestie, Nurse Rini, and I am here to talk a little bit more about the measles outbreak and vaccines in general. So, if you are one of the people who have children who are age appropriate to get the measles vaccine, it's not too late to go and get it. You can change your mind, and it's okay. It's okay to think that maybe this wasn't such a big deal to begin with, because I think we were all very comfortable with not seeing many measles cases. But that is, of course, because most people are vaccinated. And it's okay now to be like, you know what, I think this is more of a problem than I realized. Maybe it would be better off, getting the vaccine. It's okay to make that change. So this nifty handy dandy chart was put out by NPR. I don't know where it originates, but basically the little golden man in the middle is the virus, and the two less golden people are how many people it can spread to from just one person. So it basically tracks about how contagious something is. So for example, the 1918 flu, which took out a rack of people, um, which is comparable to Ebola, which we all were very afraid of, right? So you goes to show that maybe you should be very nervous about measles when we get down to it. But yeah, so 1918 flu equal to Ebola. Can one person can spread that easily to two people? You would expect two people to be infected after coming into contact with someone with the 1918 flu and Ebola. And as you can see to the right, we have COVID-19 pre-vaccine. One person could easily spread it to three people. Then we go down back on the left, we have HIV and SARS, and that is one infected person could potentially spread it to four other people. And as we go on, we get more and more intensity with this spread depending on the virus. So you can see one person with chickenpox can spread it to 12 people, one person with mumps can spread it to 14, and one person with measles can spread it to 18 people. So no wonder this thing is spreading like wildfire. I am a nurse, and I am also a veteran, so I'm very obviously pro-vaccine because we don't really get a choice as to whether or not we get vaccines in the army, and I don't have a choice as a nurse who wants to be employed. So the thing is this: just because you get vaccinated doesn't mean that you'll be 100% guaranteed not to get something, but the likelihood of not catching a virus is very high. So, for example, I had a coworker who randomly, a nurse years ago, randomly had mumps. It was the wildest thing. And so they were able to do contact tracing. So they reached out and was like, hey, you may have come in contact with a nurse who had mumps. And I guess they just wanted me to look out for it. They wanted me to look out for it, but they also wanted to test my blood to see if I had the titer, to see if I was, immune. So I did register that I was immune, and I did not catch mumps. But you can see that mumps on the left is highly contagious. That one nurse could have infected 14 other people, including the patient and other nurses and doctors that she may have come in contact with that day while at work. So you can see this is why, like, the military requires vaccines. It's why medical facilities require vaccines, because one person could potentially wipe out a large number of people, and that one person then spreads it to a large number of people. Then those people spread it to more. You see how it happens, right? It's kind of like the C-19. So when you have your baby in the hospital, usually if you have a well baby, a well newborn baby, the only vaccine that they will offer you in the hospital for a 1 to 2 night stay of a regular term delivery will be the hepatitis B vaccine, usually. Now, I've seen this outrageous birth plan before, and yes, I'm calling it outrageous. I don't usually like shame people's birth plan, but this one was 20 pages. And if you know anything about healthcare, you know that there is a supposed nursing shortage, which means nurses don't have a lot of time to do the care that they do. Um, so no one's reading a 20-page birth plan. So I don't recommend that. I recommend everyone have a birth plan, but not a 20-page one. Maybe keep it to 2 pages. 1 page is great, 2 pages max. But anyway, within this birth plan, this was not my patient. I remember it was, I think, a birth plan that she printed offline somewhere, and it said, my baby doesn't need the Hep B vaccine because she's not sexually active. Well, obviously, ma'am. But that's not why we offer it, right? Because what if I have hepatitis and I had a baby, and my baby also acquired hepatitis from me? Now, that's not your business. You don't know that, right? So, my baby who may have Hep B and your baby who does not have Hep B may be in the same swim class. And what happens when babies go into the swimming pool? They may have on double diapers and swim trunks or whatever, bathing suits, but babies don't know how to control their bowels. But then my baby has an explosion in the pool, and we have to evacuate the pool so they can clean the pool, right? At least this is how it worked when my nephew went swimming. So great, we all evacuate so they can clean the pool. But guess what? You have to wade in that water that I pooped in, my baby pooped in, to get out. And so, therefore, that is a potential way that, things can spread. So, you just want to be mindful and think things through when you're making such decisions. I've had parents ask me, what's the benefit of getting the vaccine in the hospital versus at the doctor's office? And I say you can get the vaccine wherever you want. The most common reaction to a vaccine for babies would be like pain at the injection site, just like for us, right? Your arm might hurt after the flu vaccine, or fever. Fever is very common, right? In the hospital, you have people around you 24/7 who are annoying you, rounding on you, checking on you in the middle of the night, and they're also checking on your baby. So there's a little bit of comfort in that, I'd imagine. Whereas if you get the baby vaccinated once you go home, then it's up to you to watch your baby, which is fine. Many people do it that way. It's okay. But what I would say is look into the vaccines that are being offered, read up on them, and make a well informed decision. And remember this chart when you're making that decision. Talk to your provider, your pediatrician, and come to a shared decision making model. Just remember, there are plenty of people out there who are unable to get vaccinated, right, because of the age of the babies. So, if you have a baby and they are not yet able to get certain vaccines, you want to make sure that you are aware of the status of others around you. For example, your baby has a play date with another baby, so similar ages, right? But the other baby may have a sibling, right, that's not vaccinated. And maybe that sibling has gone to school with someone who has measles and they're not yet diagnosed, but they're shedding the virus. So then that sibling also is potentially shedding the virus. They have the virus, but it has not shown itself yet, right, as bumps or whatever. So now that sibling has been around their younger baby sibling, and now that baby sibling, it has a play date with your child, and that's how things start to spread. And these are spreading in, kids that cannot be vaccinated. So just make sure you think of things like that. Make sure you consider everything, and definitely read evidence-based information, things that end in .edu, .org, .gov. Well, .gov might be a little shifty right now, but anyway, let me know whether or not you plan to get your baby vaccinated with the Hep B vaccine. Did you know that your baby is offered the Hep B vaccine in the hospital? And did my explanation make sense? And no judgment if you choose not to, move forward with it. That's whatever. But I just want to make sure you have the information, girls. So make sure you like, comment, share, and follow for more information. We talk about all of the things here. Bye.